This is a meeting of the Tinton Falls Borough Council being held April 18th, 2023. This meeting is hereby called to order. Would the clerk please read the opening public statement?
Pursuant to Section 5 of the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by posting on the bulletin board at Borough Hall and by notification to the Asbury Park Press, the Newark Star Ledger, and the New Coaster at least 48 hours prior to the meeting, and filing with the Borough Clerk all on December 20th, 2022.
May I ask the clerk to call the roll?
Ms. Buckley?
Here.
Mrs. Clay?
Here.
Dr. Dobrin?
Here.
Mr. Nessie?
Here.
Mr. Manginelli?
Here. At this time, I would like to invite everyone to join reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Approval of the minutes. May 21st, 2023, regular meeting. There is one set of minutes for approval. May I have a motion to approve the March 21st, 2023 regular meeting minutes?
Motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
May I have a roll call?
Ms. Buckley?
Yes.
Mrs. Clay?
Yes.
Dr. Dobrin?
Yes.
Mr. Nessie?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Manginelli?
Yes. We now have a presentation by County Commissioner Director Thomas Arnone on Monmouth County Reclamation Center. Commissioner, would you address the group, please?
Thank you. Thank you. It's good seeing you guys like always. And thank you for giving me a few minutes to give you guys some kind of an update on where we're at. And I'm sorry, I have my back to you. I apologize. There. So as you know, we have the county landfill here for anybody that does not know, and I'm sure that's nobody in this room here. And obviously, there's always an ongoing situation there. And as you all know, we made a very business decision. I'm joined by my colleagues, Deputy Director Nick Duraco and Ross Siccia. And we thought it's important to continually to have a dialogue because I know there's challenges obviously that occur, and as you know, for a few years back, I took the bull by the horns and listened to very, very upset people, rightfully so, and we decided to make some financial changes there structurally so that and operationally so that it would be less problematic, but there still at times becomes issues, and we have to continue to do that, and we are doing that, and we have taken a very, very firm stance on funding through the leach aid and continuing to cover up and kind of like changing the scope of the cover up that, if you're not aware, we have to do every day. We have to cover up by DEP regulations, not county regulations. That's a DEP landfill regulation that we do. And we continue to do that every day. We change the material, which has done it. I will tell you, my office, because I had an email of well over, I'm going to say 1,000 people, and every Friday, I sent 1,000 people an updated email when we were going through those problem areas. I'm sure your residents could attest to that. It got to the point where I was getting the residents saying, listen, we got it. You don't have to email us no more. We're good. It's fine. I do know that we've had, in the recent time, we've had a few calls and complaints, which we get to. And I think, and I'm going to carry it out to this, we are having one that's coming in, or two that are coming in, I'm sorry, continually from one individual. I did actually go to some of the neighboring areas there. They don't seem to have the same concern or issue. They've lived there too. There, you know, and I'm not saying that one is wrong and one's right there, but when I did do that and sent the email out in the phone call, it wasn't an email, phone call out to them, they said it was, 1,000 times better than it was before. We will continue. Better's not what I want to be. It's not what my commissioners want to be. We want to be perfect. We want it to be perfect. We know that this is in your community, This is, and, you know, I sat in that seat, in a mayor's seat for 8 years, and I know that all you care about is Tinton Falls, and as you should. All I care about is Monmouth County, and Tinton Falls is part of Monmouth County. And so I know that any concerns that you guys have, we will address, and we will continue to do that. You know we've privatized it, the management of it. And just so everybody's aware, they don't own the landfill. They don't make any of those decisions without getting approval from us. It's pretty similar to being in a property management company, which that's what I have. It's a property management company. That's what I do for a living. This is just like a property management company for a landfill. They take the direction from the boss, which is the county commissioners, and that's what we'll continue to do. So any concerns that you have with them, please address us with that, and we will take care of that, because they will not make the final say, and they will adhere to our rules and regulations. As you know, and I think Terry O'Connor spoke about this the last time she was here, about the Phase 4 expansion. So the Phase 4 expansion, as you know, we're just waiting for the DEP approval on that, and hopefully we're gonna hear that soon, and then we'll continue to work on the process there to make sure that both it's agreeable, the whole process to Tinton Falls and the way that we operate that. The great news, the most important, exciting news for myself and for the commissioners here is we just awarded a contract. And fortunately enough, it's a contract that we all know, the individual, and that's New Jersey Natural Gas. So we will be the only county in the state of New Jersey, the first. I will assure you, people will follow suit after this. They are now partners who are going to be building a $40 million station there that's reusable energy. So they're going to be collecting it. Your residents will be able to benefit off the reusable energy there, okay? It's very clean, it's all natural, it's all environmental. Everybody in the world is happy, from obviously our environmentalists, which is important, for the operations, for the I said the environmental side of it, and our labor trades. It's going to be fully a PLA program, so every one of our project labor agreement unions will work on it. And all this is the most environmentally sound landfill process in the state of New Jersey. You're hearing it here. We've awarded the contract to New Jersey Natural Gas. We met with them last Friday to go with the financial structure that we have to deal with them. We're meeting again with them on Friday. I'm hoping that that will complete the whole negotiations. Then we'll start the process of the design of it. This will benefit all of us. This is going to be something that is really, and I will be inviting every Tinton Falls, along with my commissioners, every official to come to that groundbreaking. This is something that truly you should tout with us. And we welcome it. We welcome each and every one of you. This is your home. I know it's a county landfill, but let this landfill, when there's problems, let it be the county's. When it's good, take credit for it as being a partner on it. And I totally understand that. And we have big shoulders, and we accept that there. So this is something that is huge for both of us. There's nobody going to complain about this. You very rarely will do something in government, as you guys know as well as I do, that you're not going to have something where people are not going to complain about it. This is a 100% win-win-win for all of us here. We're hitting every mark there, and it's something I just wanted to make sure that I presented to you guys there. And please, if you get the complaints, if there is, and I'm not going to say there's not going to be, and I also, I want to be clear, there's going to be times the wind blows. I'm going to tell you, I was the mayor of Neptune City for 8 years, councilman for 7. We have a sewer plant right there. I used to dread when I used to see that wind coming from the east to the west. I was like, oh no. Because if it blew that way, those areas were going to hit a little bit of an odor smell. There's some things that are uncontrollable by the wind. That we can't control, Mother Nature, but we surely can control operations. And that's what we will do, and I promise you that any complaints you have, you address us, I will. And if it's any neglect from the operations of the management, they will be held accountable. And that has happened already, and I will continue to do that. So Is there any questions from you guys for us? If I can answer them, I promise you that I will get back to you on them. And we're going to continue to improve to make it as, the best quality of life for the residents of Tinton Falls.
Council members, any questions?
I don't have any questions, but rather, just want to say thank you. I know a number of complaints that have come through me that have gone to you about the smell have all been addressed, including my in-laws. So I know they're being addressed, so I want to say thank you.
Thank
on
you.
behalf of them
You're
and myself.
welcome.
And also want to say that the $40 million investment for reusable energy is fantastic and appreciate it. And I'm sure the residents in the county and Tinton Falls would appreciate it. So thank you.
And I have to tell you, on behalf of our administrator, Terry O'Connor, which takes this route every day, multiple times to work from where she lives, and myself, if I drive past there and see an odor, if Terry does, if our sheriff does, if our clerk does, because of the ride that we take, my fellow commissioners, we reach out, and probably a little bit more excitable than you guys reach out to us if we smell it there.
I just have a few questions. It sounded like, for the reusable energy station, it sounds like you just awarded the contract, so none of the planning or design has been done yet. Did I hear that correctly?
So there is a structured design. I'm actually, because he knows this very, very well, because this is what he does for a living, I'm going to ask Nick DeRocco, our deputy director, on that, because Nick also works out of, for, you might as well convey.
No,
And
so-
just, yeah.
It's a great question. I know it's it's a little ways off, but basically what's going to happen there is, so as you're aware, methane is a naturally occurring greenhouse gas that is emitted from landfills, wastewater treatment facilities, dairy farms, anywhere where there's organic material breaking down. And methane is a potent greenhouse gas, 25% more potent than carbon. So if you're burning natural gas or some other fossil fuel, you create carbon, which is a greenhouse gas. It contributes to climate change. It's bad. We want to clean that up. Methane is 25 times more potent. It's a much more significant greenhouse gas. So by capturing the methane that's coming off the landfill, which is what New Jersey Natural Gas will do, they're going to create a piping system to capture the methane. They're going to redirect it into what's called an anaerobic digester, which is a facility which will then clean that methane to pipeline quality. And then New Jersey Natural Gas will build an interconnect into their pipeline system, so they'll feed, the anaerobic digester will feed the New Jersey Natural Gas supply system, and their customers will be getting renewable natural gas. So, but the short answer to your question is, it's right, it needs to be designed and built, but these projects are, even though they're innovative and they are exciting, it's not rocket science, candidly. These are projects that are happening around the country now, so the build-out is not, it's not a 5-year horizon, it's much more in the short term.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Do you know where this will be located on the site?
They haven't decided exactly where the specific location is.
Okay.
So as you can see, that's why I called Nick up, because I never would have been able to present that to you there. And Nick is, and just, that's what he does for a living for South Jersey Industries, not in Monmouth County here. And so he's very, very knowledgeable in it. And so I thought that was important to explain. And that was a great
Yeah, no,
question.
thanks.
Great question.
Just one other question. The Solid Waste Advisory Council, is that still active?
It is. It is. Obviously, it's not the direction I want to see, and I want to, we're going to be taking a look at it. I mean, not to take nothing away from the board there, because I don't know if you're aware, the way that's appointed, it's got to all be people from that industry that we can appoint. So the average person off the street there that cannot, they have to be part of that industry to be appointed to the solid waste
Right, but
industry.
I believe some of the members have to be residents of the
Oh,
towns.
100%.
Right, so
And we
there's
have a
Tinton
few
Falls
of your, we
representation.
have a few of your residents on it now.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just asked because I just checked the website because you were coming today, and it looks like the last update was January of 2021.
Oh, I'll check on that.
Yeah, so
Solid
I don't know
waste-
whether it's just
so-
the website
so I'll
issue
tell
or
you-
whether it
So
wasn't.
I'll tell you, there's people that are good, people that are good paperwork stuff and innovative on the computer and updating websites and stuff. I could tell you the solid waste group isn't their forte there, but I will address that, I promise you, tomorrow.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Anyone else?
No?
Why are we waiting for landfill number 4 to start this thing with JCPL? How come we don't start it now? We have the dump closed, some of it's closed now. Why don't they start the,
Are you talking about Phase 4?
yes,
So we would love to do that, okay? But I will tell you, and I'm not like picking the battles, but it's all the state of New Jersey. It's been sitting there, in their lap, and we can't start it without their approval. It's all regulated by the DEP.
Mitchell?
I think he's asking something different. I think he's getting the impression that you're waiting for phase 4 to do this gas.
Oh, no. This, I'm sorry, I apologize. No, we're all steam in on this. We're not waiting for Phase 4 on the gas collection system. Yeah, no, not at all.
That's what I was kind of asking, where it's going to be located.
It's
on the
definitely not
proposed
there.
portion.
It's definitely, because we're going to have this done before.
This is all just to collect gas from there, there's no other, they're not doing any other.
Oh, no, just the landfill, just the landfill.
Right?
Is this so you're reclaiming the gas on site, and you're gonna have a treatment facility there to treat the gas and clean it, so you're gonna have some sort of a scrubbing system.
Digester. Yep.
Thank you, Tom.
So before the commissioners leave, I just want to reiterate the fact that we've put the contact information for Commissioner Arnone's office for any questions, comments, concerns relating to the MCRC. We established
Should
that
I
it's on...
thank you for that now, or should I thank you for that later? But, no, thank you.
Well, like you said, sir, it's your facility, you're running it, right?
I'm only kidding.
Now, that being said, it's a direct line, it's the most efficient way to get the
100%.
questions, comments, concerns addressed, right? So
100%.
it's on our website, and your contact information is
Listen,
there as you requested.
There is no doubt in my mind, I sat in this room, packed house, twice. I sat at the Neptune firehouse with an unbelievable crowd that people thought I was, and I'll be honest with you and pretty frank with you. I was totally advised not to be at any of them. I refused to do that. I went to everyone. I said, listen, you got to take, it's yours, you got to take ownership, and you got to deal with it. And we sent emails out to everyone that signed that lease or contacted my office through that very difficult process there. Never missed a Friday, send it out. And if I did, for some crazy reason, might not be 1,000, but 900 reminded me about it on the weekend, and they got it on Monday. And I'll continue to do that, but I hope that will never, ever occur again.
Anybody else? Thank you, Tom. Thank you,
Just
Director.
remember, if you could just make the pitch for the 29th over there at Brookdale Community College, our Made in Monmouth, support our local small businesses, as you know, there, and it's a great event. We are packed. We are sold out already with our businesses, and if you've never been there as an elected official, do me a favor, just go by there. I can't say 5 minutes because it's going to take you 20 minutes to park at Brookdale, but when you get there, okay, and you get in there, I promise you, you will go back every time that we have the event. So it's something we're very proud of. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you later. Good night. Sorry. Have a good night.
Before we move on to reports, we have a presentation. I'm sorry, at this time, Dr. Dobin will read the Governor's Proclamation for Child Abuse Prevention and Awareness Month.
Thank you, Council President Manginelli, and also my fellow council members for letting me, giving me an opportunity tonight to present this proclamation. Just to give you a background, for over 35 years, I've been evaluating child abuse injuries as a forensic consultant to our Tri-State Medical Examiner's Office and Child Protective Service, as well as teaching professionals to recognize and prevent child abuse and neglect. One of the outstanding things that I think about when it comes to child abuse is that in the U.S., 4 to 7 children die each day from child abuse and neglect. So it is crucial that we all are aware of this situation. So the governor has made a proclamation, and we're calling April as Child Abuse Prevention and Awareness Month. His proclamation reads, there are about 2 million youth aged 17 and younger living in New Jersey, and it is estimated that 1 in 100 children experience abuse. and childhood maltreatment and abuse are traumatic events that increase an individual's adverse childhood experience without intervention can result in lifelong and negative emotional, physical, financial, educational, and social health outcomes. Child abuse is a public health crisis, and all children deserve to be nurtured, protected, and free from physical or emotional harm. And the state of New Jersey and the New Jersey Department of Children and Families believes that healthy families raise healthy children. The state of New Jersey offers a robust continuum of community-based child abuse prevention and intervention programs that are culturally competent, strength-based, and family-centered. As noted by the United States Administration for Child and Families, the 2020 review of Child Protective Service across the nation, the rate at which children are maltreated in New Jersey is definitely lower than the national average. And in New Jersey, the rate at which children continue to be maltreated following initial child welfare intervention is significantly lower than the national average. All sectors of the community, including law enforcement, medical professionals, schools, courts, media outlets, as well as numerous public and private agencies, have joined forces to promote public awareness and community involvement in keeping the children and their families safe, healthy, and connected during the month of April and throughout the year. Now therefore, I, Philip D. Murphy, Governor of the State of New Jersey, do hereby proclaim April 2023 as Child Abuse Prevention and Awareness Month. And quite honestly, it is a situation that has to be addressed. And keep in mind that it goes across the spectrum of the socioeconomic levels. It happens among the rich, the poor, and in between, the middle class. There's nobody who's immune to child abuse and maltreatment situations. So keep it in mind, and hopefully we can prevent this from happening. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dorman. Report from Mayor's Council on Administration. We'll move on to reports. Mr. Neff, Borough Engineer.
Thank you. It's a couple things. Road closure update. Anyone heading south tonight? Hopefully you saw the notices that West Park Avenue is going to be closed. That's in front of the new All-American Assisted Living facility. They're doing a connection, so that should just be a one-night closure, but it will be all night tonight. So follow the detour signs if you're traveling in that direction. Some good news. Last week, the borough was notified. We were awarded a $74,000 local rec improvements grant that was going to be used for the Sycamore Rec Complex softball fields. So that'll continue to push that project along. And then along with the grants, this week we'll be submitting for a $25,000 NJDEP grant that will help with some of the stormwater program requirements. That's going to help update some of the mapping for the infrastructure that DEP requires. So we anticipate that one is pretty much a slam dunk. We should be getting that money by the end of this year to start. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Neff. Mr. Fallon, our CFO.
No report tonight, thank you.
Mayor Perillo.
I have no report tonight.
Mr. Starkey.
No, I have no report tonight, thank you.
Hutchinson.
No report this evening, thank you.
Mr. Terafenko.
You want me to say something now? Just a couple things we have coming up. We have the DA Operation Take Back, which is going to be Saturday, where residents can come in and drop off unused medication or medication no longer need. We're going to be collecting that through the police department. Also, on the 22nd, we have the opening of Little League, which the mayor's going to be warming up this week to throw out the first pitch. And the parade is at 9:30, and then he's going to throw out the first pitch around 10 o'clock. So hopefully everybody could be there to see him throw his breaking ball out and have a good day over at the Little League field. Uh-oh, a slider. He's going to the slider. Everybody watch out. And then we have, on the 25th, we're going to have a neighborhood watch meeting here at 7 p.m. with the police department, and everybody's encouraged to come out and meet the police officers and the police chief if you haven't met them, and we'll be fielding questions from residents regarding their neighborhoods and things like that going forward. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Turfango. Council reports. Ms. Buckley?
Yes, thank you, Council President. The next Tinton Falls Environmental Commission meeting will be a combined meeting with the Green Team on Thursday, April 27th, primarily focused on preparing for Saturday, April 29th. That's our Earth Day celebration here in Tinton Falls. It'll be at the Sycamore Complex. There will be, it's going to be in combination with Tinton Falls Little League doing a tournament. There will be games, obviously. There will be environmental news. That's the focus of the day. But there'll also be, petting zoo farm things that children can pet and shredding, other types of activities like that. So it's open to everyone, and we hope to see you there. And that's all for my report.
Thank you, Ms. Buckley. Mrs. Clay?
Thank you, Council President. Just a couple of brief things. I was very happy to see notifications coming through on the new Nixle system. Thank you for that. It's awesome to get that going. I'm very much looking forward to Little League opening day, having spent many years on the Little League fields. It's always an exciting time. And lastly, with regard to the Child Abuse Prevention and Awareness Proclamation, I appreciate everything in that document, and I'm very happy that such a proclamation is made. I would just like to go on record as stating that while the words of the program are excellent, while law enforcement does a great job, and our education system and our teachers who are first line of defense also do a wonderful job, we are sorely lacking in mental health programs, school-based programs, and community-based drug and alcohol prevention. And I would like to see the state put money back into those types of programs, because that's the way that we can stop things like child abuse. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Clay. Dr. Dublin?
Yeah, thank you, and thank you for that, Lisa. Speaking of which, in June 10th and 11th in New Jersey at TCNJ, they have the Special Olympics, and those children of special needs are most susceptible to abuse and have to be recognized. So at that Special Olympics, I will be training professionals on how to recognize and treat child abuse situations. As far as my report goes, the Tinton Falls Library Association are making plans for their August 19th Music Festival, and I'm sure you'll be hearing things about that in the coming meetings. And that's all I have for my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dublin. Mr. Nessie?
Thank you, Council President. I have no report for Planning Board. And the Chicken Advisory Board, we have a meeting tomorrow night here at 8 o'clock. And that concludes my entire report.
Thank you, Mr. Nessie. I have no report. At this time, we will move to the budget items. May I please ask the clerk to read the title of the first resolution?
R-23-65, resolution to read 2023 budget by title.
May I have a motion to adopt this resolution?
Motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
May I have a roll call, please?
Ms. Buckley?
Yes.
Mrs. Clay?
Yes.
Dr. Dobrin?
Yes.
Mr. Nessie?
Yes.
Mr. Manginelli?
Yes. The next agenda item will be a public hearing on the budget. This is the time. The public may comment only on the 2023 municipal budget. May I have a motion to open the hearing on the budget?
Motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone from the public that would like to comment at this time on the 2023 budget? Please remember to state your name and address for the record. Please.
Hey folks, this is Mitch Colbert from 21 Cedar Place again. First, just, the usual thanks and congratulations on a great budget. I saw the presentation last month. Everything, you guys really just overall it's amazing, all right? So when I, throw a couple of darts here, it's take it in context. But anyway, just, first of all, I went looking for it. Last year it was on the homepage, and of course I should have called you to let you know, but I didn't go looking for it till recently. But anyway, it was only, it was buried on the finance page, but it never made it up onto the homepage. So I don't know, maybe next year.
The budget presentation was definitely on the homepage.
It wasn't yesterday.
It got posted the night of the presentation, and certainly the presentation and both the state budget document was on
Yeah, it
our
was on-
budget page under finance.
No, I did see that.
Yeah. You could have called me, I would have directed you.
Yeah, it's fine. Like I said, I didn't go look, I've been busy, so I didn't get to look very much. It's just a little homework before the thing. So I'm gonna make one comment or, what do you call it? Observation. I've said this before, but just for the record. There's a couple, I'm gonna list a couple items here. We have various improvements to buildings and grounds that were $255,500. There's a new bathroom at Wardell Park for $840,000. The whole recreation program is getting $971,000, and there's a $2.2 million for a softball field. Not complaining about any of that. And the library is getting $174,000 after 5 years of being closed and getting a grant and stuff. I still want to point out that I still think there's a real unfair disparity there, and when you look at some of the things we spend money on and how much, I think that this is something that could still be improved upon, and so we wouldn't have to work so hard to raise extra money. That's all. Thank you very much.
Anyone else on the budget? I'm not hearing any further comments. May I have a motion to close the budget? May I?
Motion?
Second, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
May I please ask the clerk to read the next resolution in full?
Resolution R-2366, resolution amending 2023 approved budget, whereas the local municipal budget for the year 2023 was approved on the 21st day of March 2023, and whereas the public hearing on said budget has been held as advertised, and whereas it is desired to amend said approved budget now, and now therefore be it resolved by the Borough Council of the Borough of Tinton Falls and the following amendments to the approved budget of 2023 be made. General budget, public employees retirement system from $909,346 to $909,436. Defined contribution retirement program from $6,000 to $5,910.
May I have a motion to adopt this resolution?
Motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
May I have a roll call, please?
Ms. Buckley?
Yes.
Mrs. Clay?
Yes.
Dr. Dobrin?
Yes.
Mr. Nessie?
Yes.
Mr. Manginelli?
Yes. May I ask the clerk to read the title of the next resolution?
R-23-56, resolution adopting the amended 2023 municipal budget.
May I have a motion to adopt this resolution?
Motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
May I have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Buckley?
Yes.
Mrs. Clay?
Yes.
Dr. Dobrin?
Yes.
Mr. Nessie?
Yes.
Mr. Manginelli?
Yes. There is one ordinance for introduction this evening. I'd like to remind the public that when an ordinance is introduced, there is no public discussion. The public discussion for the following ordinance will take place when it is up for final consideration. With that, may I ask the clerk to read the title of the ordinance?
2023-1501, an ordinance amending Section 7-3.4 of the Borough Code to designate Tornillo Way and Tormey Drive as no parking streets. The public hearing will be held on May 2nd, 2023, or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached on the agenda.
May I have a motion to approve the introduction of this ordinance?
Motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
May I have a roll call, please?
Ms. Buckley?
Yes.
Mrs. Clay?
Yes.
Dr. Dobrin?
Yes.
Mr. Nessie?
Yes.
Mr. Manginelli?
Yes. There are no ordinance for final consideration this evening. We'll go to public discussion next. May I have a motion to open the public discussion?
Motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
This is the time the public may comment on any topic of their choice. Please state your name, address for the record, and limit your comments to 3 minutes. At this time, I would like to ask the clerk if any public comments were submitted prior to this meeting via email.
There were none.
Loading up public discussion. Now, anybody want to make some comments?
Good evening. Zachary Neese, 7 Pica Place, Tinton Falls, New Jersey. I've been an EMT here for 10 years in this town. My grandfather has also been a councilman here, 3rd generation EMT in this town. One of the founders of New Shrewsbury First Aid Squad, which started in 1955. We started our parade program in 2006. As of March of 2023, we've been told that Tinton Falls EMS South will be closing its doors July 1st. I'm not sure if everyone was notified regarding that. I'm here to tell you. Our current structure is paid staff from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., staffing the full town, full coverage from those times, and then we have a volunteer staff from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. every day. We are looking to see if we can implement the paid staff 4 days a week, 24/7, to cover the staffing of July 1st closure at Tinton Falls EMS South. I'm just here to ask the board and see what the borough has planned for the closing of this squad. Will Tinton Falls EMS North have to take over, or what would be the plan? Just a discussion.
Mr. Terrafranco, you have...
Sure. So, Mr. Neese, as you're well aware, we're in discussions with you folks as well as some other entities to see what the viable plan is going to be going forward. It's a work in progress, as you know. I've asked for some information from you. I didn't get that information in its entirety as of this meeting. So, like I said, we're still working on that, and obviously you're going to be included in on the decision-making process going forward as it relates to your squad and you as a trustee for the paid service as well.
Okay. Do we have a time frame for that?
Excuse me?
Do we have a time frame for that?
I'll send you an email when we're going to have a meeting.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Hearing no further comments, may I have a motion? Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, Mitch Colberg, 21 Cedar Place again. Yes, that was a surprising piece of news. Is there not enough action, or is it budget? Do you, how come they're planning to close that down? Or
EMS South is an independent-run organization, and they made that decision that they're going to cease operations as of July. So we've been dealing with that ever since we've been notified, as Mr. Neese knows and has been well aware of and part of those conversations.
Oh, wow. So, all right. So that doesn't come from here. That organization decided to shut down. Thank you. I didn't know that. Yeah, just while I'm here, thanks again. Like Risa said, thanks so much. I did get a whole wave of community notifications, which is great. It's good to see that system kicking into high gear, so thanks very much. And there was, in the consent agenda today, there's something about a system to manage time for off-duty police. Does anybody just can explain that a little bit more?
So the system you're referring to, and we have our IT specialist here who can comment as well if the need arises. However, we use that system now for the police department for time and attendance. So what we're rolling out is another component of that system where they're going to be able to better manage the off-duty work assignments and management of the collection of fees and so on and so forth. So it's going to be more efficient. The operation's going to be more efficient.
All right, yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
Elizabeth Carney, 1900 Wayside Road. I just wanted to let you know, the shade tree was awarded the 30-year Tree City Award. And I gave the flag and plaque to our business administrator.
Thank you. Anyone else? Hearing no further comments, may I have a motion to close the public session?
Motion.
May I have a motion?
Motion.
Councilwoman Buckley did.
Okay, may I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Does any member of council have anything else to add? Before we move to the consent agenda, are there any items any member of the council would like removed to be voted or voted on separately? Hearing none, may I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
May I have a roll call, please?
Ms. Buckley?
Yes.
Mrs. Clay?
Yes.
Dr. Dobrin?
Yes.
Mr. Nessie?
Yes.
Mr. Manginelli?
Yes. This concludes today's business. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
8:12.